A blockbuster trade by the San Francisco 49ers moving from 12 to 3, Miami going from 3 to 12, then to 6, really changed the landscape of the NFL draft, and it does affect the Detroit Lions. Let's begin. What's going on, YouTube, and welcome to Detroit Lions Talk with Mike or Mike. We talk all things Detroit Lions, news, rumors, analysis, breakdown, and everything regarding our franchise. In this video, we're talking about the blockbuster trade that was just done and how it affects the Detroit Lions. So if you are living under a rock and you don't know this, the San Francisco 49ers moved from the 12th spot to number 3. They gave up 2 first-round picks in the upcoming years, obviously the 12th spot, and a third-round draft pick to make sure they select that quarterback in this upcoming draft. The Miami Dolphins then go to the 12th spot, but they decided, you know what, we're not staying there. We're going to move up to the 6th spot and trade it with the Eagles. Now, the Eagles go from 6 to 12. So the draft order is as follows. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars 1. You got the New York Jets 2. You got the San Francisco 49ers 3. You got the Atlanta Falcons 4. Cincinnati Bengals 5. You have the Miami Dolphins 6, and of course the Lions at 7. How does this affect the Detroit Lions? Because it is a trade. It's not the Lions, right? We're not in the trade, but it definitely does affect us. Why? Because now it definitely looks like that the first 4 picks is going to be quarterbacks, folks. You got Trevor Lawrence going 1. Definitely looks like the Jets are probably going to take Zach Wilson at 2. Justin Fields or Trey Lance will go to 3 with the San Francisco 49ers moving up because they want their quarterback. And you got the Atlanta Falcons at 4 who could potentially take the other quarterback. And yes, if 4 quarterbacks go straight, it affects the rest of the draft. Then you have the Cincinnati Bengals sitting there. They can take the best player available pretty much of any position, as it's not going to be a quarterback. And so if you look at their team needs, they need to get a pass catcher and an offensive lineman, and there's 2 individuals out there, actually 3 individuals out there that qualifies for it. You got Penei Sewell, the offensive line, you got Kyle Pitts, the tight end, and you got Jamar Chase, the wide receiver. So if they select one of those guys, 2 then would be given at the Miami Dolphins, and there definitely looks like they're trying to get a pass catcher, so it'd probably be Jamar Chase and or Kyle Pitts that would be selected at that pick. Hit that like button, folks. Why do you want to hit that like button? Well, because if you smash that like button, this video can get out. I'm going against the big media. I'm going against the ESPNs, the sports centers, and guess what? They don't like our team. I say it every single video, but it's true. They always talk about other teams. They never talk about Detroit, and I'm wanting to get the Lions out there. Whether it be good or bad, it's time to get Detroit on the map. So smash that like button, and we can get it done. Now, if the Bengals decide to go Kyle Pitts and the Miami Dolphins go Jamar Chase, guess what, folks? That leaves with the Detroit Lions sitting at 7. With the best offensive lineman, in my opinion, in this draft, Penei Sewell out of Oregon. This guy would solidify, no doubt about it, the offensive line of the Detroit Lions. We want to run the football. You'd have Taylor Decker, right? Awesome. He did very good last year, got his extension. You'd have Vati Vaitai or Stenberg at left guard. Not the greatest, but then you have Frank Ragnow center, Jonah Jackson right guard, and Penei Sewell right tackle. That would be a dominating offensive line, and we would be able to protect Jared Goff and run the football very effectively. That would be a magnificent pick if they decided to stay at the 7th pick. We're going to go through scenarios now going what they could do, besides just taking an offensive lineman here. What if Penei Sewell is then taken by the Cincinnati Bengals? Well, then that leaves Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts for the Miami Dolphins. They very well could go Kyle Pitts. And that leaves the Detroit Lions with the number 1 wide receiver on the board. Look, we got Tyrell Williams and Brashard Perryman, but Jamar Chase would be very good to help out none other than Jared Goff. That would be a fantastic pick for the Detroit Lions if they wanted to go that route. What if they take Jamar Chase by the Bengals. That leaves Kyle Pitts. Now, that's not an option I really would like to see, but it is an option, and it would be a fantastic pass catcher to have Kyle Pitts and TJ Hockenson. It would be the best, obviously, tight end in this draft, but he can be considered as a wide receiver. I think he could do multiple things. That's why we want to go offensive weapon there. What if the Detroit Lions are wanting to trade back? A lot of people assume that since if 4 quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, 4, that no one would want to trade with the Detroit Lions for the Lions to trade back because there's no Trey Lance then there. There's no Zach Wilson. There's no Justin Fields. But make no mistake about it, there's a couple teams here that really must get a quarterback. And we're talking about the Carolina Panthers, who sit behind the Detroit Lions at the 8th pick. They've been very aggressive trying to get Matthew Stafford. They've been aggressive trying to get Deshaun Watson before the debacle going on. And I'm sure they were in the mix with Russell Wilson. They need to get a quarterback, and there's one quarterback left on the board that's first-round worthy, and that's Mac Jones. Recently, in the past, I'd say month, he's been mocked in the top 10, top 15. If 4 quarterbacks go with the first 4 picks, his priority, his capital is going to skyrocket because teams that must get a quarterback are going to be fighting over it. Then you got the Denver Broncos, who again were in on the Stafford trade. They could be vying to attempt to get that Mac Jones. We know that they need to get the quarterback of the future, and they may not believe that Drew Lock is that guy. Then, of course, you have the New England Patriots sitting at 15. Comment on this video. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think the Detroit Lions are sitting pretty after this blockbuster trade? It's simple. Y for yes and for no under the pinned comment. That is the comment that I write down. It's the very first one. Do you think the Lions are good after this trade, or could you be on the opposite side and feel like the Lions missed out on potentially getting a quarterback, or there may not be any value because 4 quarterbacks could go in the first 4 picks? So I want to hear from you. Let me know. Do we think Cam Newton's the future of that team? No. And if we look at what the New England Patriots have done with all these free agent signings, they've been extremely aggressive, and it seems like he's really trying to win now and want to get a good quarterback, so they could potentially trade up and would give up a haul to get their quarterback, Mac Jones. And, of course, you got the Chicago Bears and the Washington football team. Look, Chicago, they tried to get Russell Wilson. They signed it, Andy Dalton, and I don't think their fan base is too happy about that. Maybe they want to get that quarterback. It could potentially trade up. And, of course, the Washington football team, who did get Fitzpatrick, could they trade up to get a young quarterback? It's possible. I think the options is very good for the Detroit Lions. If they wanted to stay and get the best player available, if they wanted to go an offensive route, and or if they wanted to trade back, acquire more draft picks, and still get a player they may covet, such as a Micah Parsons. I think for the Detroit Lions, it doesn't affect them bad. It affects them good. Because I've been saying that it definitely looks like that 4 quarterbacks could go with the 4 picks, and Mac Jones skyrocketing due to the rush on getting a quarterback. So I think it's good for the Lions from that asset. And if they want to stay, look, guys, you just take the best player available. The Lions have holes all over this team. We do have a hole on the offensive line. We don't know what's going on with Terrell Crosby. We don't know what's going on with Vati Vaitai. We don't know who's going to be the starter there. We don't know. In the wide receiver position, we got a lot of wide receivers on 1-year deals besides Quintez Cephas, so they can go that route. Then you got Kyle Pitts, who's been running massive amount for his size. A lot of people think he's the best offensive weapon. He could potentially be an option to be opposite of TJ Hockenson, whether you like it or not. That's potential. The Lions could go the best defensive player, right? They could get Micah Parsons. They can go pretty much any route, but getting the best player available is a good when you have a position of need everywhere. And to get the number 1 at that position would be awesome. Instead of getting the second best offensive lineman, you can get the best offensive lineman. Instead of get the second best wide receiver, you can get the best wide receiver. That is the option for the Detroit Lions, is now you can get the BPA if you stay at 7, and or you can trade back, pick up extra picks, because Mac Jones is valuable to teams that are fighting for that last spot. Understand, general managers and head coaches' jobs are on the line if they don't get the quarterback of the future. Teddy Bridgewater is not the future of the Panthers. I don't believe Drew Lock is the future of the Broncos. I don't believe Cam Newton is the long-term solution for the Patriots. I definitely don't think Andy Dalton's the long-term solution, even though they say he's quarterback one. And I don't think Fitzpatrick is the future because he's older, he's a vet, and he's bounced on multiple teams. So teams could get up there, and it really does help out the Lions. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get 13,000 subscribers. Look, I'm dropping content every single day. 60% of you are not subscribed watching the content. Why not subscribe? You know you're going to watch it anyways. It's very easy. Just hit that big red button. Let's get to 13,000 subscribers with your help. On the upcoming videos, we get the live One Pride podcast on my channel at 6:30 p.m. EST every single Thursday. What is the One Pride podcast if you're new? Well, there's a live mailbag segment where you guys run the show. It's simple. Type in your questions. Myself and the panel see it. We answer it. And we have fun. We talk Detroit Lions. We have a great time. And if you're not a Lions fan, that's okay. We got Carolina Panthers fans. We got fans from all over the spectrum who ask about their team. Myself and the panel will answer it, and we will have fun. And it's a great time. Talking about great times, let's talk about Spiked Kool-Aid, hosted by the Gridiron Blitz on his channel at 7 p.m. EST. It's a fun show, folks. No doubt about it. And it's a heated debate show where we get at it, and we also have the ability for you guys to call in, and you can get your voices heard. Call into the show, ask us questions personally, and we will answer them. What also is a great show is Necessary Roughness on Troxel Sports Talk channel at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. It's a NFL/sports show. Very comedy, very fun, very laid back. You got any sort of questions, we come in there and we're just shooting the S like we are at a bar. So make sure you show up on that show. Absolutely fun on Wednesday at 7 p.m.